Hi, my name is Valerie Taylor and I'm a director with the Pampered Chef, obviously. I wanted to talk a little bit about stoneware today, and I'm going to go into show mode in a few minutes. But one thing I do like to tell all new consultants is if you do have really long hair and when you're bending over and it comes down in front of you, always wear your hair up so that you don't have your hands in your hair. You know, you don't want to go into a restaurant and see people with their hands in their hair. Another thing that I do is I wear gloves, so I'm going to put my gloves on because it just makes me feel comfortable. If you don't want to wear your gloves, then make sure that you have some sanitizer so that they can see that you are actually sanitizing your hands before you touch the food. I'm a touchy-feely person with food, so I just have to have my hands in it. So that's why I just feel like I'm more secure with these on. Now I'm going to go into show mode a little bit, and here we go. So one of our biggest sellers is our stoneware, and my favorite stoneware is the deep covered baker. I know this doesn't come in the new consultant kit, but it would be the next thing that you would like to get. Now this month, if you submitted $150, you could have gotten this for 60% off. I don't know if any of you ever used the crock pot, but I was the crock pot queen of era. I would go to work, forget to turn it on. I've gone to work and haven't plugged it in because I was hurrying. If you were putting a roast in your crock pot, you were having to sear it before you put it into the crock pot. I was just a horrible planner. I was the drive-through queen. And, you know, I can plan for others, but for planning for myself, I don't think about what I want to eat until I'm hungry. So I call this the crock pot on steroids. It is a stone just like any of our other stones. It will season over time. As you can see, the pan here is very nicely seasoned. This is a brand new one that will come right out of your kit. A great way to season your pan right away is to go ahead and cook a whole pound of bacon in the oven, 400 for about 25 degrees, and it will put that nice grease right into your stone. Now our stones are non-porous, so you're not having to worry about bacteria getting into the stone, but it is going to season like a cast iron skillet. So you don't want to put soap on your stones because you don't want that soapy taste to adhere to the outside of it. Plus you want it to turn dark. The darker it gets, it has like a non-stick surface to it. So when you first get it, if you're going to cook something in it like pancakes or something that might stick a little bit, you might want to put a little bit of oil on there at the very, very beginning just to get the seasoning process going. But I'm going to jump back to the deep covered baker because like I was saying that I wasn't a good planner. You can come in and put 3 or 4 chicken breasts in here and cook them in about 10 minutes. And just put a little bit of oil on them and rub and pop it right into the microwave. Now if you are a planner, you can use our stones in the oven. They can go in the oven, they can go in the freezer, they can go in the stove. You just don't want to take it from one extreme to another because it will cause a shock to it. Now if you're going to have like frozen fish sticks, you want to make sure you've evenly put them on the stone. You don't want to have it just on one side. If you're going to have something frozen in here, make sure you've kind of evened it out. Now if you're going to cook, thinking about cooking on the grill, do not do it because it will not do well on direct heat on the bottom, on the stove top. Now if you have a green egg and you have one of those little things that goes in it, I don't know what you call it, that's causing it to be more like an oven, then you can put a stone on a green egg because it's going to be more like an oven. So we have 150 recipes that we actually share amongst consultants. You can ask your director for them and you can give them to your guests and your host. And there are recipes that you can cook in the oven, and there's stuff that you can actually cook in the microwave. So this is my most favorite item, and it's a big ticket item too. So make sure I got everything on here. Our stoneware has a 3-year warranty, and that does not mean that if you drop it on the floor that it's going to be covered. So this is like natural things that happen to it. If you put it in the oven and it cracks, then you want to save a piece of it so that we can send it back to the home office. Now we have all kinds of stones, and people start looking at all of them. We do have some specialty stones if you wanted to have something for cupcakes, or if you wanted to have mini loaves or whatever, or if you wanted to do a bundt cake. Now you can also put a chicken on this if you wanted to. Now, people start looking at all these stones here on the top, and they're like, which stone should I get? Our most versatile stone is the large bar pan. The reason being is because it's got all the functions as the cookie sheet and everything else, but it has the little lip on the side of it, so if you have chicken or something in it, it's not the liquid's not going to run out into your stove. So we have a little thing that we do that's called the life in the bar pan, day in the life in the bar pan. And one thing that I like to tell everyone that has large families, if you wanted to do grilled cheese, you can actually put them on here, but put the butter on it. You don't have to flip them, because whatever the top looks like when you're cooking on a bar pan or any stone, the bottom is exactly the same. Now, when you're looking at temperature, when you're cooking with a bar pan, anything under 15 minutes, you might need to add a couple of minutes, but if the recipe calls for it to be over 15 minutes, then you just pretty much follow the recipe. Another thing that's nice is if you want to do pancakes for everyone, we normally as parents are the last one to get our pancakes, so you can just, if it's new, like put a little bit of oil in the bottom, put your pancake batter in there, and then cook it. And when the top's the right brownness, the bottom's going to be the exact same. If you want to be Parent of the Year, you can use our nice biscuit cutters and cut them round. But if you want to be fun, you can have a SpongeBob Square Pancake Day. So. But you could cook cookies on here. If you have leftover French fries, put on it. The stones pull the moisture away from the food, so they're going to crisp back up. We have the real small bar pan that is great to go into a toaster oven. So if you have, one slice of pizza that you want to reheat back up, it just does it perfectly. Now, if you like the large bar pan, the large deep covered baker, and you're thinking that's just too big for me, we do have a smaller version of it that is perfect for a couple or single person or someone that's in college. And my son, he says when he moves out that he has to have a Magic Pot and a good pan. So he has really enjoyed this because he's a poor planner like I am, and it's just nice to come in and throw the chicken in there and cook it. But you can cook, a pork loin in 15 minutes in it also. But the nice things about the stones are they do heat evenly, so your food is just is nicely cooked. So good luck with your sales with stoneware, and I hope I gave you some tips today that you can use.